So we don't talk about this enough. What it feels like to be doing well, to be respected, to be responsible, to be accomplished, and still feel like something's missing. You know, you've built the life, you've done the work, and yet inside there's still that whisper. You should be further. You're not quite enough. They're going to see through you. And this video isn't about motivation. It's not about adding more to your to-do list. It's about unlearning what was never yours to carry. This is a guided shift. It's a return to the part of you that has always been whole, even when the world told you otherwise. I'm Chuck Downs. I help those who have built success but still feel like something's missing find the clarity, the confidence, the inner alignment that they need to stop settling for pressure and start living with presence. Now, the first part that I would like to share with you today is where unworthiness begins. You know, we weren't born feeling unworthy. That feeling was installed. Most of us learned early that being ourselves wasn't always safe. Sometimes it was too loud, too sensitive, too much. So we adapted. We became more helpful, more polished, more impressive. And it worked. We rose, we built, we succeeded, but deep underneath all of it, something stayed hidden. That quiet voice that whispers, you're not far enough, you're not smart enough, you're not quite enough. And that voice isn't truth, it's protection. And it usually started a long time ago. Dr. Gabor Mate says, the question is not what's wrong with you, the question is what happened to you. And that's when the shift begins. You realize you're not chasing worth, you're reclaiming it. You're not broken, you're just remembering who you were before the pressure and the proving took over. And when we let that part of us lead, everything shifts. Your clarity gets sharper, your energy gets lighter, your success starts to feel as good on the inside as it looks on the outside. You stop wondering if your clients, your team, or your family are going to see through you. You start showing up as the version of you they've always believed in, the one they trust, the one they feel safe with, even when you can't see it yourself. So here's the shift. When you notice the urge to over-explain, overwork, over-apologize, pause, breathe, and remind yourself your worth is not up for debate. It never was. The second piece of this is the performance that protected you. Some patterns don't look like patterns, they look like personalities. The overachiever, the perfectionist, the one who always has it together. And we didn't just become them, we chose them, probably at a time when they kept us safe. And they worked, they protected us, they helped us rise, they kept us moving when things got hard. But at some point they stopped feeling like strength and they start feeling like weight. Not because we're broken, but because we're ready to stop chasing and start reclaiming, ready to stop doubting and start trusting. And the shift isn't loud, it's subtle. We say less, but every word lands. We feel more, but it no longer controls us. We show up not to prove, but to be. And people feel it. Clients lean in, our families breathe easier, and for once, so do we. And that's when it clicks. You realize the part of you that got you here doesn't need to lead you forward. You don't need to abandon who you've been. You just don't need to protect yourself from a threat that isn't there anymore. You can let go of performance and still be powerful. So notice the moments when you shrink or polish or perfect. not to judge them, but to understand them. And that's where your clarity lives. Not in the mask, but underneath it. The third piece of this is when success still feels off. There's a version of success that looks incredible from the outside and feels almost unbearable on the inside, where you've hit the goals, you've earned the trust, you've built the reputation, and yet something still feels off. Not broken, just not whole. And so it's kind of hard to describe, because from the outside, you're winning, but on the inside, you're wondering, is this really it? And that question doesn't come from lack. It comes from knowing there's more. Not more pressure, but more peace. Not more to prove, but more to feel. And here's what I've seen over and over and over again. When we stop trying to fix ourselves and start honoring ourselves, something opens up. We stop performing, we stop pretending, we stop chasing the feeling of enough. And in that space, you remember what it feels like to trust yourself, to feel calm in your own skin, to walk into a room and know you belong. Not because of what you've done, but because of who you've become. So notice the moments when success feels empty. And instead of judging them, get curious. Ask, what part of me needs to be seen right now? What part of me has been waiting for permission to come home? Because the next level of your success isn't about doing more. It's about coming home to the version of you who already knows the way. The fourth part of this is living without the weight. You know, we've spent so much of our lives becoming who we thought we needed to be, to belong, to succeed, to be loved. And there comes a moment when becoming turns into remembering. You remember what it feels like to move without proving, to speak without shrinking, to rest without guilt, to love without armor. Not because the world gave you permission, but because you did. And that's a shift. When you stop trying to fix what was never broken and start living from the part of you that was never lost. And from that point, we can still build, we can still lead, we can still rise, but we do it differently. We do it from alignment, not pressure, from clarity, not compensation, from peace, not performance. And you notice things begin to open. Your energy lands differently in a room. Your words carry weight without force. Your clients respond to something deeper. Your family feels the real you, not the busy one, not the burned out one, the whole one. And this isn't about perfection, it's about presence. And the more you live from that place, the more success stops feeling like a chase and starts feeling like coming home. So instead of asking, what do I need to do next? Ask, what part of me have I been waiting to trust? And if this resonated, if something inside of you stirred while listening, then it might be time to stop trying to do it alone. I work privately with clients who are ready to release the pressure and start leading from clarity and confidence and peace. And if this resonates with you, you can find a link in the description when you're ready to take that step. So maybe you've just remembered something important, something the world tries to make us forget. You don't need to prove your worth. You don't need to chase clarity. You don't need to become someone else. You only need to return to the version of you that already knows, the one who feels light, the one who is present, the one who is whole. And that version of you is already waiting. And when you let them lead, everything aligns. So if this moves something inside you, let it land, let it breathe. Because it's not about changing who you are. It's about becoming who you're meant to be. And that can start right now.